The transport shuttle rattled through the asteroid field, its hull screaming protests with each near miss. Aesel gripped the medical scanner tighter, his knuckles white against the sterile white of his emergency kit. 3 weeks into his assignment at the frontier colony of Arcturus VII, and he was already questioning every life choice that had led him here. Distress beacon, 2 clicks northeast. The pilot's voice crackled through the comm. Looks like a crash site. Aesel nodded, though his stomach churned. The Outer Rim was notorious for pirate raids, illegal weapons testing, and creatures that made Earth's extinct dinosaurs look like house pets. But he'd taken an oath, and that oath didn't come with exceptions for terrifying locations. The crash site was worse than he'd imagined. A sleek obsidian vessel lay embedded in the crimson sand. Its hull split open like a broken rib cage. Scorch marks painted abstract patterns across the metal, and the acrid smell of burned circuitry filled the air. But it was the figure slumped against the wreckage that made Aesel's breath catch. She was easily 7 feet tall, her body covered in scales that shimmered between deep purple and midnight blue. Horns curved back from her skull, and wings, actual wings, lay crumpled and torn behind her. Blood darker than human blood pooled beneath her. Her eyes, golden and slitted like a cat's, fixed on him with an intensity that should have sent him running. "Stay back, human," she hissed, her voice carrying harmonics that resonated in his chest. "I need no help from your kind." Aesel ignored her, dropping to his knees beside her. His scanner beeped frantically, highlighting fractures, internal bleeding, and severe tissue damage. "You need help from someone, and I'm what you've got." "I'm Aesel, and I'm a medic. Can you tell me your name?" "Melissa." The word came out reluctantly, as if she was surrendering something precious. "Commander Melissa of the Draconian Imperial Fleet, and you're making a mistake, human. My enemies aren't here right now," Aesel interrupted, already unpacking his kit. "But you will be if I don't stabilize you. That wound in your side, what caused it?" "Plasma lance. Close range." She tried to sit up straighter and failed, a growl of frustration escaping her throat. "I shot down 4 of their fighters before they got a lucky hit. The cowards fled when I crashed. 4 fighters. Alone." Aesel filed that information away as he worked, applying synthetic skin to the worst of her lacerations. His hands moved with practiced efficiency, despite the fact that his entire medical training had been human-focused. Anatomy was anatomy, and bleeding was bleeding regardless of species. "This is going to hurt," he warned, pulling out the dermal regenerator. "Your scales are thicker than anything I've worked with, but the principle should be the same." Melissa's laugh was bitter. "Pain is an old companion. Do what you must." The regenerator hummed to life, and Aesel watched in fascination as the technology adapted to her alien physiology. Her scales began to knit together, slower than human skin would, but the bleeding stopped. He moved to her wing next, carefully straightening the torn membrane. "You should have left me," Melissa said quietly. "Do you know what I am?" "What I've done?" "You're a patient," Aesel replied, focused on suturing the delicate wing tissue. "That's all I need to know. The Draconian Empire has conquered 73 worlds. I personally led the siege of Keltor Prime. 50,000 died that day." Her golden eyes searched his face. "I am the Crimson Storm, the breaker of worlds. I have destroyed fleets, human. Entire civilizations have fallen before me." Aesel paused, meeting her gaze. "Did you choose that? To be a warrior?" The question seemed to catch her off guard. I was bred for war. Genetically designed to be the perfect weapon. My first memory is of blood and fire." "Then you're also a victim," Aesel said simply, returning to his work. "And right now you're my patient. Hold still. I need to inject this coagulant directly into your bloodstream. It's going to feel cold." She watched him work in silence, her expression shifting between confusion and something that might have been respect. When he finished bandaging her side, she flexed her wing experimentally. "The membrane held. Why?" she asked finally. "Your scanners must have identified my ship. You know I'm Draconian. We're at war with the Terran Coalition. I've killed humans, Aesel. Probably people you knew." He sat back on his heels, wiping blood, her blood, from his hands. "Maybe, but you're not killing anyone right now. You're bleeding out in the sand alone, probably scared even if you'd never admit it." He offered her a small smile. "Besides, maybe the war will end someday. Maybe people like you and me treating each other like people is how that happens." Melissa stared at him for a long moment, and something in her fierce expression cracked. "You're either incredibly naive or incredibly brave. I haven't decided which." Can't it be both? Assel helped her to her feet, supporting her weight despite her protests. Come on, my shuttle's not far. We'll get you somewhere safe. Safe, she repeated, the word foreign on her tongue. The breaker of worlds seeking safety from a human medic. The War Master would have my head for this weakness. It's not weakness to accept help, Assel said. It's wisdom. As they walked toward the shuttle, Melissa's wing brushed against his shoulder. Whether accidentally or intentionally, he couldn't tell. When this is over, she said quietly, when I'm healed and return to my fleet, we will be enemies again. The war doesn't stop for one act of kindness, Imwam. Maybe not, Assel agreed. But one act of kindness is still worth something. Maybe it plants a seed. Maybe someday that seed grows into something bigger. A reason to question, a moment of hesitation, a choice to spare rather than destroy. Melissa was silent for several steps. Then, you treated the most feared warrior in the galaxy as if she were just another patient. Either humanity is more foolish than I thought or more dangerous. Dangerous how? Because compassion in the face of certain death is the most terrifying weapon of all. She looked down at him, her golden eyes reflecting the twin suns of Arcturus VII. I came to this world to scout it for invasion. Now I leave it questioning everything I was designed to be. Assel smiled. Then my work here is done. As they reached the shuttle, neither of them knew that this moment, this simple act of one being helping another, would echo across the galaxy. That Melissa, the Crimson Storm, would one day return not with a fleet of conquest but with a proposal for peace. That the human treated the dragon woman's wounds would become a story told across 1,000 worlds. Proof that even in the darkest reaches of space, kindness could bridge the impossible. But for now, they were simply a medic and his patient, walking together under alien stars.